Hi, MrPaintballvids here, Justin Woodway along with Joe Scavalari, and we're going to do a quick video on what to expect if you're a first-time baller. Joel, start us off.
Alright. For all of you people out there who do not know what paintball is and are interested in playing.
Well, what exactly is paintball, Joe?
Paintball actually involves using a paintball marker such as this one and powered by an air source such as this one. And the hopper holds paint and they come out of the barrel every time you pull the trigger. A paintball is a little 68 caliber gelatin jelly filled round that washes off of clothes easily.
Not exactly jelly, but
yeah, you know what I meant. You know. And basically the intent of most games is to eliminate the players on each side or capture the flag. One team has to capture the flag while the other team has to defend the flag. And I'll pass it over to Justin on what to wear when you go paintballing for the first time.
Just remember that game, paintball is a lot like chess. You got to plan your moves strategically in order to obtain success in the game. But anyway, what you should wear, your first time paintballing, most people would overdo it by wearing like 2 sweatshirts, a couple pairs of shorts or sweatpants. You don't want to do that. What that causes is an unfair advantage for everybody else. When they're firing at you and you're getting bounces because the material is too soft, they can't get you out. How is it fair for them? It's not, and you could possibly get them out and they can't do the same for you. So it's not really a mutual thing. Anyway, what you should wear, what I would recommend, is a single t-shirt followed by a sweatshirt, a pair of shorts, and sweatpants over those. And that's pretty much it. Maybe wear another t-shirt if you're not comfortable. I know it can sound scary if you have never played before. Just keep in mind it's really not that bad as you may have heard from people, and you get used to the sting after time and with anything you do. All right. Yeah, Joe's gonna continue on.
Also, before I go on to what to bring, wearing too much layers, you may think that it hurts to get hit, but it's better to wear less layers than be dehydrated and get heat stroke and have them be taken away in an ambulance. Me and Justin and Tony filming, actually, we have seen that firsthand at our local field.
Yeah.
So what to bring? Basically, you want to bring obviously what you're wearing, and obviously some cash money, because it takes cash money to play this game.
Paintball's an expensive sport.
Yeah. And money, and most fields require a waiver. If you're 18 or older, that you can sign the waiver yourself. However, if you're 18 or under, you need a parent to sign the waiver. And other than that, there's really not a lot you would need to bring if you're renting.
If you're renting, yeah.
If you're not renting, you would bring all of your gear in a duffel bag or something like that. And Justin's going to tell you what it feels like to get hit.
All right, probably one of the most common questions you get from new players: what it feels like to get hit by a paintball. And it's probably one of the most over-exaggerated topics about the sport. It does not hurt as bad as you might think. Like, the first time everybody gets hit, they're like, oh, I thought it was going to be a lot worse. It's really not that bad. You can probably compare it to putting a rubber band around your wrist and pulling it maybe like that high. And the pain, it can be great sometimes, but when you think about it, it only lasts for a second or two, and then it's done. And you maybe even get a bruise afterwards. That's
depends on how close you get shot.
Yeah, it obviously depends on the location of the body where you get shot, the thighs, the neck, anywhere, the back of the butt. Well, there's no back of the butt, but whatever. And how close you are. When you get bunkered maybe and get shot from 3 feet away, it can hurt more. But it's really nothing to keep you from playing the sport. It's not that painful. And Joe's going to take you on to some common strategy.
Well, common strategy for your first time playing, your goal as a first time player is to try to obviously eliminate the other players without getting out. Strategy, don't be afraid to talk to other players who are regulars or really know what they're talking about to help you along, like where to move. And again, you don't have to. If someone tells you to move, to go off the start, tells you to go to like halfway up the field where your target. You don't have to do that. You don't have to listen to anyone. However, you can talk to other players with strategy and what you should do in certain situations, or maybe even go with a pack of few different people that know what they're doing that could help you out in certain situations.
Definitely don't feel obligated by experienced players. They might be trying to fool with you, whatever. Most of the time not, but anyway, we're going to go over some terminology now. Popular terminology is camping, or just being really inactive, staying in the back of the field, not really participating, maybe out of fear, maybe whatever the reason is, really. It's just not really getting in the action and helping your team. Monday through Sunday, you might not hear this your first time going. It's more of a advanced technique and speedball. But Monday is obviously 7 days a week, and the max you can do in a speedball game is seven people on each team, 7-man tournament. But Monday refers to one player being eliminated, two player being eliminated, and so forth.
Obviously, that'd be more effective in a speedball
Yeah,
than with
definitely.
players.
You probably won't have to worry about that your first time. Wiping is when you get hit and you secretly try and hide it and you wipe off the hit so it looks like no one even got you out, which is
looked down
cheating.
upon.
It's very much frowned upon.
And if a ref sees you do that, you won't get on their good side.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Cheating, just don't even do it. Don't even think about it. Being gogged, pretty much kind of straightforward. It's about being shot in the mask lens, which can be really annoying. You get an oil film over the rest of the day. It's just not fun. But anyway, that's what gog means, being shot in the mask lens. A snake. Probably not gonna, if you're playing woods ball, you're not gonna encounter this. But snake is the long rod-like bunker with knuckles on the speedball fields. It requires you to crouch down, get to prone. Really, it's a very optimal bunker that you can use to your advantage. You can do more research on that if you like. Bumping. A player might refer you to bump up to the next knuckle on a snake. It's just another strategy word. Bunker. A bunker is obviously something you would hide behind, whether it be woods ball or speedball. It's something to hide behind. Now, to be bunkered is when you're firing out a bunker and some guy comes up to you as if to run you down and shoots you from like 3 feet away. Maybe you're expecting it, maybe you're not. That's just being bunkered. Bounce is when you get hit, but there's no fill, that the paintball that does not break on you. That means you're still in the game, unless you actually have paint on you. If there's little droplets and it hit like a branch or something before it hit you, that spray, you're still in unless it's the size of a quarter or a nickel or something like that. Quarter.
Yep. And just to add into something, even when you're out of paint in the game, you can still be you could still be helpful to your team to help them win the game, even if you're out of paint.
Definitely. All right, Joe's gonna go over some common gear names.
Well, first off, this is an electronic hopper powered by 2 9-volts. What this is going to do is this, usually your first time playing, you'd use a gravity-fed hopper,
Which is
such as this one, which is not powered by any batteries, just by gravity. The electric hopper, what it allows to feed paintballs faster and at a constant rate of speed. And I'll show you a little example of that right here, as all the fucking batteries come out. As I said, 2 9-volt batteries.
Various hoppers run on different.
Yep.
It could be eight double A's, whatever it may be.
Okay.
Now, when you're using a standard gravity feed, you don't even need to worry about batteries. The balls just rely on gravity to fall into the hole, pretty much, and then go into your feed neck of your gun, which will then be shot. So you don't have to really worry about that.
So this is how an electric loader works. Obviously, you put the paint into the loader, and there would be a button on the back of the loader which you would press, and then without any act of shaking, like a gravity hopper, you might have to shake it a little bit. Electric hopper, once it's on, feeds paint at a constant speed, constantly. That way you would not have to worry about shaking your loader like you would with the gravity hopper.
And this is just
So
your
we
standard
previously
gravity
showed.
hopper, which relies on gravity. It does all right with slower mechanical guns. But anyway, now that we're done with that, we're going to move on to air sources, which this will be a 16-ounce CO2 tank. What you're most likely going to be using if you're new, and most rental places have them. For you chemists out there, it's just carbon dioxide, CO2. And they come in like, I've seen like 9-ounce to like 24-ounce, but
These are
standard's like 12 or 16.
9-ounce CO2 tanks, just like the 16, but they hold
16.
less air.
Yep. And then another air source is HPA, which is a lot cleaner. Once you get more advanced into paintball, you'll understand how it's cleaner and why it's better to use on higher end markers. This is just an example, 3,000 psi, 48 cubic inches. It's not really important if you're new, but yeah, it's just another. There's no really official way to accurately measure how many shots will get you through a full tank. You might get at a ballpark estimate, but no really exact way to do it.
And also, these tanks, the 3,000 psi tanks, like this one right here, are also referred to as steel tanks. However, they're not made of steel, they're made of aluminum. At one time, they may have been made of steel. That's probably where I got that, but this is definitely made of aluminum.
Here's a little fun fact, too. One of these HPA tanks, 48 3000 standard, has enough pressure to lift an 18-wheeler 10 feet off the ground. So you don't really want to be messing around with these.
Screw around with.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure in that tank.
With HPA tanks, you never want to put any sort of oil or lubricant in the fill nipple unless you're suicidal, because that can seriously turn this into a bomb.
But don't get worried, because you're not going to be dealing with that the first time. I'm sure someone's going to set up everything for you. So maybe we'll make an advanced techniques once you get better, I guess. That's carbon fiber.
Now this is a carbon fiber tank, which would be used by more experienced players, or if you wanted to get more air. Now I chose to put, this is a tank cover on the tank because it protects the tank and keeps scratches from getting on the tank. This is what it looks like. It's a lot lighter than a steel tank or a CO2 tank, but holds more air, and it's a lot lighter, like I said. Put that back.
All right, and what's next on our agenda here? All right, we're going to go into tips. All right. Most common tips I can think of would be don't be afraid. It doesn't hurt that bad. Like I said, once you get hit, you're going to realize you shouldn't be worried about it at all. Obviously, don't cheat. You're not going to make friends that way. Paintball is a sport where you tend to make a lot of friends when you're playing. It's just a feel-good, overall, have-fun sport. Keep a low profile when you're playing. You don't want to, if you're find a bunker, you don't want to stick yourself out and be like looking around like that. You want to, what more advanced people call snapping. You want to come in and out real quick. You don't want to expose. The less you expose, the less likely you are to be seen or get hit. So obviously that's going to help. Definitely find a way to make money. Paintball is an expensive sport. You're going to need a lot of cash. And one of these markers right here, $500. So depending on how old you are, if you have a job or not, that can be a lot of money.
Markers do range from probably $50 all the way up to $1,800. So there's a range, there's a price range that fits anyone's budget.
Definitely. If you want to get started, there's markers that are 30, and there's some markers that are thousands and thousands. It's very wide range, so you don't have to really worry about not affording stuff sometimes. Communicate with teammates. Communication is key to success in paintball. Communicate with your teammates using whatever slang or terminology, whatever you use. So, yeah. Don't feel obligated to move up. Do not fool around with paintball equipment. It's very, very serious, especially the high-pressure tanks. Just don't mess around. You could lose an eye. Always, yeah. Never take your goggles off during game. We can't stress this enough. We've seen it. It's just the most dangerous thing you can do. So we're actually going to stop the clip and move on to a different topic.